and welcome to Xpnsion Network, accelerating the consciousness of humanity every single day. This is Angel Rivo, as you know, from here, Dallas, Texas, known in the world of business in the US as the CEO confidant, and known in Latin America as the co-founder and president of the Wisdom for Kids Foundation. And this is the episode number 22 of Your Zone of Magic. And we have someone here with us today, which is actually in his zone of magic already, because he's in a very special way. And guess what? He's going to be in Texas really, really soon in another zone of magic. Markus Witte, welcome back to Xpnsion Network. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here with us. We see that there's a little bit of a delay with the audio, but let's wait. Let's, hope that that's not going to interfere with the interview. But anyway, the most important thing is that Markus is here with us. And the reason why he's here with us is because, first of all, he is not Markus. Okay, that's very important. And you will know why he is not Markus. And they're going to be elaborating a little bit on that. Although, you know, his name tag in the interview says Markus. He's not Markus. I'm going to tell you why. And also, because he's going to be in Texas really soon in the month of July. He's right now, I think he's in Peru. And he's going to be in Texas really soon. And why is it important? Why is it relevant for you guys to know that he's going to be in Texas soon? Because, you know, his life has been a life devoted to not eating. Markus, welcome back. As I said before, thank you for being here. Thank you for making your time today. And also thank you for making your time to be with the Texans and with everybody that wants to fly to Texas before you actually are going to have this amazing retreat. Why? And I'm going to show immediately, jump into your book immediately. I know that I have a background here which is interfering with the cover of this wonderful book, which is called I'm Not Markus, although he has written the book, A Life Without Eating. So would you say, Markus, that this book summarizes what you have devoted your life to?
Actually, yes. It's a summary of part of my life, but also a main part is of my observations. That means I'm not very big fan of believing. That means I want to have some foundation of logic that I can see and observe. That's right, and that's in which direction it is going. Because mainly we believing, and also now. Behavior or our habit of eating is based on believing, and I try to avoid belief. I want to see if it's true or not. And in the book is my experience with it. What does it mean? Food, in relation to food, why we eating, and how we come actually to the habit of eating, emotionally, physically, and through external believings. Mainly by our parents, they taught us to eat. It's not something that comes from inside from us to start eating. It comes from outside.
It's very true what you say. And actually, moms, grandmas, right? They are always telling us since we're kids, right? You have to eat, you have to eat. I remember even myself, you know, I can tell you a very clear example. I have been very independent and reliable in my life, but there was in the 90s a situation in which I had a crisis in my life, right? And my mom, every time we were living apart, so I was in one city, she was in another city, a few hundreds of miles away. But the most important thing that she would remind me to do every single time we would finish the conversation before finishing was, please remember to eat. Keep on eating. Why do you think this is so engraved and embedded into our brains, into our minds, Markus?
Because it's a social event. Normally, it's a familiar event. So every time when we eat, it's like remembering, the event of eating together, like and then the former times means always was eating was on a round table. Normally, the family member is together, and every time when we eat, this is like a celebration. And so we got into this habit through a celebration. And of course, nowadays it's more or less in the Latin America, it's very traditional eating with family. So it's very basic. So every time food is very, very deep related to the love of family love. And so you have actually always to know what's happening, because your body says, actually, I'm satisfied. I do not need nothing. But then your mom says something, and then you say you want to please her and say, okay, let's serve me something. But in the end, you're not always faithful to yourself, because actually you say, oh, I do not need more. And every time when you cross this border, then you feel actually ill. You feel a little bit too heavy, it's too much food. But we also have to observe why we accept actually the offer of our mom, because we, by guilt or by want to please her, because we search for love. Actually, we have to always to understand where it comes from. And so when you can understand every time when you are anxious or in anxiety, you search for this love, for this protection, the family protection. Because when your anxiety is more or less fear, and when you're fearful, then you want to calm down. And then you get to food, because it's remembering. It's like a big hug in family, and then you get a little bit calmed down. So actually we eat emotionally. Second, because we believe that food is, nutrition exists, but nutrition is a myth. So the third part is your body. We should say it rather other way around, because when we say our body got used to the drug, it's not right. It's actually your body is used to the level of stimulation, and when you take off the stimulation, your body starts to clean itself. And this cleaning, this is symptoms of abstinence. It's actually healing, but you declare it for hunger or whatever. You should understand. Because when you do not understand how it works, how your body works, and how your mind works, then you're in a vicious circle. You eat, then you suffer, and then again. It's between intox, detox. First, you intox your body, and then when your body starts to detox, that's what you feel hunger, then you start again, intox. Yeah, so you're in a vicious circle.
Very, very interesting. Where are you right now, Marcus?
Right now I'm in Lima, Peru.
So
Peru.
He's in Lima, Peru. All right. So as you see, his face is pretty pixelized. I mean, it's definitely because of the broad, of the bandwidth of the internet connection. But he's a real being, okay? So he's a real human being. We had him before, so we know he exists. It's not like AI, exactly. Thank you so much. But let's put your life into perspective. Where were you born, Markus? Because we feel we hear an accent.
Yeah, of course you can always hear the German accent. It's very easy to discover. The body, I will say it the right way. The body was born in Germany. And I grew up there the first 25 years. And then I actually went to Mexico. I studied in Mexico for 8 years. And then I went back to Germany, worked as an engineer for, again, 10 years. And then I was unhappy, like everybody. But in this moment, I took the decision, I can't go further. I have to stop. I can't pretend to do something, but I actually do not feel. I have to start to honest myself and say, no, that's not the way I want to get further, because I do something what I don't like. That brings me to anxiety. To calm down my anxiety, I need some distractions. So I'm always in the same, also a vicious circle, and I felt enslaved, and I can't feel freedom. I only feel freedom by distractions, but it's only a glisp or a spark of it in this moment when you calm down, but then it starts again. And so I took the decision, no, let's the first thing what I have done is renounce my job, because I was seeing that do not fulfill me. It's only a distraction, and I had confidence of money. That means I believe in what do you say it, in the abundance of eternity. Everything what you need will come to you. So when you have the confidence, then everything what you need comes. So the money problem was very easy to resolve. But another aspect of food, then I was hearing about somebody who do not eat, and then I was listening to or reading actually also the book of Yasmuhin, who was publishing the prana movement worldwide. But then I did the 21st day process, but in the end, I found out I still under anxiety and I still need a drug. So in the end, I found out food is nothing else than a drug to calm down your anxiety. And then we talking about eating, nothing else than addiction, nothing more, nothing less. It's not so complicated because your body expulses everything. Because a lot of people say, yeah, you need nutrition. But when you actually observe your body, everything what you put in your mouth, you bring it to the bathroom. And also the water. When you're drinking, then you bring everything. It's like a water mill. Your body works like a water mill. It actually something comes in, goes out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And everything works not by nutrition, by stimulation. And so your body got used to this stimulation. It's like any other addict. Your body gets used to smoke or alcohol or whatever. So small summary, yeah.
Okay, excellent. So, listening to your story, obviously you were in Germany for 25 years, then when you went to Mexico, then you went back to Germany. When you were a kid, were your parents like feeding you and telling you to eat and all that, like any other parent?
Like any other parent, I was forced to eat. Even I was not hungry or I even don't want to eat. No, you have to clean your plate. And it's forcing you every day. And then there you start your drama with food. And then most of the time, then you clean your plate because you want to be a good boy, let's say it this way. Because when you do not eat the plate, then you get punished because you haven't cleaned the plate and you haven't eating well, because when you do not eat, you get sick. All these phrases, they fill you up. And then in the end, these phrases forms into believing, in belief systems or belief patterns. There you are right now in your subconscious mind. So therefore, it's very difficult in the beginning to switch from eating to not eating, because you have to understand that's a believing in your subconscious mind. And when you have, that you can see in people, how they call the illness, when they do not eat, they want to get not fat, let's say it this way. It's mainly by women. When they do, even they throw up everything they put in their mouth because they are feared to get thick or to get ugly in their position to eat, and then you're looking ugly. But the point here is, it's you on the one side, you believe you need food, and the other side, you do not eat. And then it's, of course, it's clashing, and this means that you're going to die. So you have to switch or change your believing, not start from one believing to another believing. See, you have to dissolve your believing. And dissolving means you have to make your own experience by fasting how your body works. Not listen to myself or listen to me. You should listen even to yourself, not to me, and then not start believing and not switching believing. And experience with yourself, oh, my body is intoxing by food, and then now I'm detoxing. And then I understand emotionally, oh, I'm attached to food because it's my drug to calm down my anxiety. And when I get a big picture of everything, then I can start actually eating less.
So do you remember, Markus, when was that time? How old were you and where you were when you decided this ends today? Today I am starting a different relationship with food. Where were you and how old were you?
When I started right now, we have now 14 years ago. I started actually with the process, but it's not like from today to tomorrow. But first, you have to understand why you're eating. There's no straight guide to the not eating, because the movement, the prana movement is actually based on a believing. First, you believe you have food, you need food, and on the next step, you have to believe I'm living on prana. But it's also believing. You have to get free of your believing. That's freedom. Otherwise, you're stuck with your belief pattern. And this took me a certain time, because I made the process. I was thinking, okay, now everything is done. But in the end, I found out, no, it's not done. I still have some craving for some taste or something, and then where it comes from. In some certain circumstances of my life, mainly emotionally, then I crave for something else. Then I was, what happened? How works it actually? And then I dived deeper into it, and by investigation, because I studied engineering. So for me, it's I want to know how. It's not for me when somebody was saying it's this way. I want to know how. So I was diving deeper into it, and I found out, your body do not need food. What are the relief? And so I switched not from switching believing, so I dissolved the believing. And by self-experience, then you can dissolve it very easily. And it's actually easy when you understand your body has no use for food.
All right, no, that's a pretty daring.
That's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, that's a brave statement. That's for sure, Markus. That you came to that realization, right?
Yeah, I only observe your body. We do. If food is something you need, then why you die?
Awesome. Let's go back to the book. You know, we were third into the 20 minutes into the conversation. Let's go back to this book, the book I showed before. Yeah. It's called, I Am Not Markus, Alive Without Eating. And it was published by Imbuk Ediciones, Imbuk Publishing Group in 2024. First of all, where can people find this book? And second, what can they expect when reading the book?
What they can expect, they can find out that they live their whole life on a lie, on a big lie. And the biggest lie you can see is food. Because when you're depending on food, then there's never ever will be freedom. Because when you are addicted on food, then you depend on your drug dealer, the supermarket. And then there's a dependency. There's no freedom. And that's one of the hardest thing you have to understand, and maybe that's actually I offer by not only by my words, scientifically it's proven, and even by quantum physics, they know everything what you see around you needs consciousness. So the basic life, what you see around you, living is based on consciousness. Without consciousness, there's no living. So it's not food what gives you life, it's consciousness what gives life. And that's already known 50 years ago. But food is a business. And when your business always includes certain lie, because the more I know and less you know, the bigger is my business. So it's not always very straight and clean. So in summary, I explain by myself, by my experience, how you can free yourself to be really free. And free means free from that what you think you are. Because you think, for example, you are Markus. I'm not Markus. I'm using the body of Markus. And that's two different things. Everybody knows I'm a soul, but when you know you are a soul, then you should live like a soul in a body and not the body living with a soul attached. And that's a very important thing. And that's I try to explain. Also, I explain the whole matrix trap, but scientifically, not like some fantasy idea. No, scientifically, they know by quantum physics more or less how works the hologram. Actually, they know that it's a hologram where we're living on. And in the end, there is only waiting freedom. But it's a different type of freedom. It's not the freedom by the ego doing whatever he wants to do. It's the real freedom, the freedom of your soul, that the soul can actually live on this earth with the body. That's actually my big message, but also where to go after. Now I know I'm not Markus. What I should do? Actually, that's the key, nothing. Because do you even have to do nothing, and you do not have to know nothing. That's the relief, because you do not have to search anymore, because the wisdom is already inside you. So why I should search outside? And that's actually by step, with examples and some self experiences, I show you how you can be free in the end, but it means the freedom of your soul. Which book? I think it's Lulu. Lulu, it's the book agency, the online agency where you can order the book. More or less is the summary.
Okay, freedom. Excellent. Thank
you. Freedom that everybody actually is craving for.
Yeah, totally. So you know what I'm going to do is, as I said before, there's going to be in July, there's going to be a retreat. What I'm going to do right now is actually I'm going to show a surprise video, okay, with someone talking about specific things which are really relevant, okay? So Jess, I'm going to change the layout of the screen. My apologies if maybe something is not properly right to our audience's screens, but it's just going to take a minute, okay? So just 1 second, please. Let me bring this. Let me do this.
Through fasting and silence, you unlock your being and your true potential is developed. The Fasting Retreat with Markus Witte invites you. For 8 extraordinary days, you will embark on a transformative experience like no other. Join Markus, an experienced practitioner of prolonged fasting, as he reveals the secrets of living without food and drink. Surrounded by stunning landscapes and immersed in the embrace of nature, Gainesville, Dallas, Texas will become your sanctuary. Together with like-minded people, you will embark on a profound journey of self-discovery, shedding who you thought you were and discovering who you really are. This retreat is not about following Markus. It's about asking ourselves the right questions and finding our own answers. Learn how your biology aligns with your eternal self to practice fasting without any risk. Open your heart and give yourself permission to play. Get out of your comfort zone and let go of the illusions of need. Join us July 13th, 21st for this life-changing experience. Don't miss the pre-retreat talk with Markus on July 12th in Dallas. Register by June 17th. Find all the details at markuswitte.jimdofree.com.
Actually, we have a QR code that we generated. We're going to show it right now, and it's going to be here on the screen until the end of our conversation. Okay, so anybody, pull out your cell phones, point your camera to this QR code, and it's going to take you to this wonderful, because I'm going to show it right now, to this wonderful landing page that I'm going to share immediately. So you will see how beautiful this landing page is. Okay, so this is Markus Witte. I think that the only difference with the Markus that we have right now in the conversation is a beard, right? There's definitely the background. It doesn't look like the background is Texas, right? Where is the background?
It's actually in Venezuela.
It's in Venezuela. Okay, yeah, Venezuela is definitely a beautiful place. So this is the landing page, both in English and in Spanish, for anybody wanting to join Markus and Ayla Word for that retreat. Fasting retreat in Texas, 8 days to free yourself, from who you are not. July 13 to 21st, 2024, Gainesville, Texas. This is basically 1 hour and something else, some more minutes north of Dallas, northwest of Dallas. This is the email address if you want to know more, Ayla, EYLAWORD @proton.me. The phone number, again, this is all US-based information, and Markus' website. Okay, so this is the place. There are many pictures here. All right, so I'm gonna go through those so you will see the beautiful place where this retreat is gonna happen, where people will be freeing from who they are not. That's a pretty brave statement, Mark. They will set free from who they are not. Oh, I like this. It doesn't get more Texan than this. That is for sure. Have you been in Texas before, Markus?
No.
Okay, so it's his first time in Texas. Okay, look at that. There's even a cross. Again, it doesn't get more Texan than this. That's for sure. Thank you so much. So this is the place. There is a beautiful pool. It's going to be July, so no issues with pool in July. Okay, so this is the place. Buffalo Bill Theater, Wild West main entrance. These are the facilities, and going through all those features that you have put in place. So what do you think that the people have to know? You mentioned that there's going to be, actually the person that spoke was talking about there's going to be a pre-session on the 12th. It's going to pre-session, and actually we're looking for a cozy place in Dallas where Markus will give a talk on Friday, July the 12th, which is before the retreat, right? In the eve of the retreat. So what can people expect from the retreat, Markus?
Expect, but first I will explain more or less how it works. So the first 2 days we're drinking. So we start Saturday noon and finish on Sunday noon 1 week later. So therefore it's 8 days. So the first 2 days we will drink some tea, something very light, maximum half liter every day. So it's only 2 days. Then we go into it on the Monday afternoon, 4 days dry fast. No drinking, no food. And finish on Friday dry fasting and enter again with 2 days liquid. So it's a smooth going in, a deep experience, and then we go smooth out, because nobody will leave eating. Even when you make the experience, after 8 days, you have no ambition to eat. Nobody wants eating. Everybody feels perfect. But when you go or start smelling or seeing something to eat, then it starts again. And then you can understand food is not something what your body asks for. It's always in your mind. And it's a mind stimulation. And that you can discover, or that you will discover. But it's food is the second or very small part of it. Because also we do a diet or fast by words. That means silence. And main part is silence. Even we join once a day for 1 or 2 hours, depending on the questions, to make a summary, observing ourselves. I do some explanations about some sensations you have, that you can understand what's actually happened. Not your mind game starts, that you get a guided explanation what's happening. And that's what we do every day. Also, we show the movie. In the beginning, there was light, that you can understand the believing and not try to switch believing, free yourself from believing. And also we do 1 day, 48 hours silence and complete not activity, because all the fast, the retreat is actually silence, no eating, no drinking on certain times, and no activity. And this no activity is the most difficult part, because we are so brainwashed to do everything, do this, do that, or whatever. And I invite you to do nothing, because your doing is based actually by your thoughts, and your thoughts, your mind is programmed. And so everything what you do is not a heart feeling doing, is mainly a main brain doing, and this brain doing is your ego. And so by understanding it, you get free yourself, or can be free yourself from that what you're not. You're not the body, but you think you're the body. You think you're the person, personality, but that you are not. That's in the 8 days you're going to discover. You will discover. I know you will. I will see it. But in the end, I offer symbolically, but of course not really, the blue or the red pill. Your choice. It's your choice. You can choose. You can, during the 8 days you see the exit clearly. But then you have to take the decision. It's not my decision, it's your decision. Then I say left or right, it's your decision what path you choose. I know the main part will go back because it implements a complete change in your life. Because you discover everything what I have done to this moment by my ego was for nothing. And that's very hard to see and discover, and the most go back again and try to distract themselves again. But it's a decision, but at least you have seen it.
Excellent. What we're going to do is actually stop sharing this screen. And what I'm going to do is actually we have another surprise video, okay, from someone else that also wants to talk about your retreat, okay?
Yeah.
Retreat where, through fasting and silence, you develop your true potential. Markus Witte invites you to do it in Texas. For 8 days, you will embark on a transformative experience like no other. Join Markus, a practitioner of extended fasting, as he reveals the secrets of living without food and drink. Surrounded by stunning landscapes and immersed in the embrace of nature, you will embark on a profound journey of self-discovery, shedding who you thought you were and discovering who you really are. This retreat is not about following Markus. It's about asking ourselves the right questions and finding our own answers. Learn how your biology aligns with your eternal self to practice fasting safely. Give yourself permission to play and let go of illusions of need. Join this life-changing retreat July 13th to 21st in Dallas. Register by June 17th.
Excellent. Thank you so much. You know what? We had already shown the videos before. We had played the videos before, and we had changed actually the layout of the screen, but for some reason, right now on the live session, it's not working, but that's okay. The most important thing is that, you know, the people are talking about their experiences, and that's the most important thing. So, you know, something I wanted to ask you, again, going back to the principles behind, let's say, the principles behind not eating, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that after what they heard, they're thinking, okay, yeah, I'm thinking about historically in my life, my relationship with food, and I don't know if it's been the healthiest possible, right? But everybody at some point has had kids, for instance, and, you know, you were talking about peer pressure about, you know, eating, but what about the kids? You know, when we have a family, you know, probably if we didn't feed enough our kids, there will be some governmental institution that would take away our kids from us, right? So I would like you to really talk about the myth. What would happen, the myth, right? What would happen to our kids when they are young if we didn't feed them the way that society is used to do it?
It's actually the point. But when you are an addict, like parent is an addict, then you form an addict by your believing and by your habits. So, but when you observe children, they only want to play with food because it's an exploration of taste and everything else. And actually, when you have babies, from I would say the half year and forward, they show you not eating. They show you they do not want eating, and then when they play the whole day, they do not eat, and they are fit and they are wealthy. So you can see it by your eyes, but when you are in your idea of food, then you actually switch it around. But when you start again observing, who is the most vital one? It's always children. They have a vitality beyond, because every time you try to stop them to run around, because they are much more active than you are. So you can observe every time you children eat and they get so quick sick. Why? Every time they take out by their, what do you call it in English? I don't know. When you mucus, when you take it out, every time then you can see why, what happened over there. It's because the body of children or even babies are not used to the drug. So this is a preparation step by step, because when you give a baby a food of an adult, you will kill it. So because the body is not used to the drug, to the toxic material. So step by step, you adapt actually your children to be addicts. But back to your question, you think now some parent is doing the retreat and he wants to change his food habits, and that's perfect, because the children actually orientate themselves always to the parents. So when you change, you help them not to be switching back to eating. I don't know if it's clear what I want to say, but children always orientating them by their parents. So parents means they should be an example. So when parents change, perfect, because then lead the children to less food, or at least a conscious nourishment, at least at these stages. I would say it's perfect, because the problem are actually parents, because the children don't want to eat. As in the beginning we were saying, they force you to eat. And when the parents get a clear picture, oh, I should step back. The children should take the action when they want to eat. Not should be my decision and force them eating 3 or 4 times a day. And it's horrible for them. And often I was observing babies, why they cry so often. This gases or food, and the body is not used to it. To adapt the body to this toxic, it's very painful. So most parents would say, no, observe your children, observe them. Then you can learn a lot, because they are your masters. Then you are a disciple. But disciple says, no, I know. No, the master knows. You should be only quiet and observe.
Excellent. Thank you so much. While you were talking, we were just, at the bottom ticker, we were showing the information of where to buy your book. Actually, this is where you can buy the book, lulu.com. Okay, so just Google "I am not Markus" and lulu.com, and this is the book, so you can actually acquire it here. All right, and something else I wanted to show the audience is that, well, actually more than show is ask you for the audience was, do you personally know, Markus, like families whose children are actually adopting that, modus vivendi, that way of living, that eat much less, or even, I don't know what is the minimum, or even nothing, because obviously the question is, where do they get the nutrition from, right? Where would the kids get the nutrition from if they don't eat the normal food?
Exactly. There you can observe actually what's the source of life. And that's actually talking by quantum physics, it's actually your consciousness, it's actually your soul, your true being. Your true being with information, and the transformation from information into the physic matter is then energy. Energy is only a transformation from information with consciousness. That's scientifically proven. So it's not something new. But when you see it, then living or life do not come from this illusion, because it makes no sense because there's an illusion. So how you can be feeded or be living from the illusion? No. You are manifesting yourself by your consciousness in this illusion. It's very important to understand. And but this is basic. This is basic quantum physics. But that actually they should teach actually in school. That's basic. But no, they teach them the pyramid of nutrition, of nourishment. That's a big lie. But anyway, right now I give the opportunity to get free yourself from this idea. And in the book is a lot of explanations, scientifically proven, that you can, with solid ground, not with some hypothetical or some fantasy ideas. For the beginning, for everyone who is listening right now, why you do not start experimenting yourself with intermediate fasting. Intermediate fasting are very high studied right now. Even breast cancer or diabetes 2, can be healed immediately by intermediate fasting. So when you inform yourself a little bit and then start making your own experience. That's intermediate fasting. Beginning would be 8 hours, 8 to 60 means the day has 24 hours. And in the window of 80 hours, you eat, and would be better even eating and drinking. And the rest of the time, that means 16 hours, nothing. And then you can see, what's happening with my body. I get a deeper understanding, because you can eat 8 hours. So don't be afraid that you will die. But please don't get in this mind game. You eat 8 hours and drink 8 hours and experience an intermediate fasting. And that's a very nice experience, because you can see, I'm eating less and I feel much lighter. I feel much healthier. And this actually very high investigated by some scientist, the Japanese scientist, I can't remember, who got the Nobel Prize in 2016 by investigation of this type of intermediate fasting. And there's actually a very deep scientific background or proven testaments. So, but the best testament will be your experience, but not only my experience or listen to other experience, make your own experience. That would be the first step, and then the big invitation. And after that, then it comes the next step. First, understand what's happening with my habit of eating. If I do not understand my habit of eating, then I'm trapped and I'm actually bind on this habit.
All right, excellent. I want to ask you a question from our audience. It comes from Angel Wings Amanda. She's a very active member of our community. She's always on our shows. Thank you so much, Amanda, for being here in this show as well. She's asking, why do anorexics die if we don't need food? Is it our consciousness that makes a difference? Thank you, Amanda.
It's not the consciousness, it's more the unconsciousness makes the difference. Because in your subconscious mind is programmed, you need food, because by your formation of your parents, and then actually that was anorexia. But you think, when I'm eating, I will see myself ugly, so you avoid eating, and there's a conflict. in your subconscious mind is, when I do not eat, I will die. And then I do this, I do not eat, then I will die. But actually, I'm killing myself unconsciously. When I would be in full consciousness, then that makes no difference, because you have to see the both sides. With your consciousness, you won't think that you are ugly. You will accept yourself. But these are actually sick people that do not accept themselves mentally, and they have some mental issues. But it's very easy to understand. You fulfill the program, or your body will fulfill the program of your subconscious mind. So therefore, I was telling you in the beginning, you have to understand that you eat because of these three reasons, because you believe in it. Even it's not, you say, oh no, I will switch my belief. No, it's not a time of switching. It's a moment of dissolving your believing. And dissolving believing you can only by your self-experience. Therefore, I was inviting you to your self-experience. I hope it's clear. It's very easy to observe. So when they should reprogram themselves, then it makes no sense. Then they would never ever anorexis. They can't kill them, because there is no program that says when you do not eat, you're going to die.
Excellent. I think that it's very clear. So thank you so much. Thank you, Angel Wings Amanda, for being here and for asking that question. Markus, I would like you to make like a final statement. I'm going to share again the screen about the retreat. Again, here in Texas, let me share the basic information again to the audience. July 13th, 2024 to July 21st. This is from a Saturday to a Sunday, the following Sunday in Gainesville, Texas. This is north of Dallas. If you're flying from other places in the world, from this Earthship, you have to fly to Dallas Fort Worth or to Dallas Love Field. Okay, so to Dallas, basically area airport, and then from there you will be, given the instructions, the directions to go to this wonderful retreat center that we have shown the pictures of before. If you want to, hold on a second, I wasn't sharing the screen. Now I am. All right, and as you see here, this is the email address if you want to ask for more information, aylaward@proton.me. The phone number, if you want to text them or WhatsApp them, 469-664-6899 with the +1 from the US. And then Markus' website, Markus Witte, WITTE.gym, GIMDOFREE.com, gymdo3.com. And it says discounted reservations until May 31st. So what do you know the details? Do you know the discounts? Do you know, can we give details, or is it better if they reach out to Ayla Word to get the information?
Better they ask him, because I don't know.
Okay, good. Fair enough. So Ayla Word is actually the co-host for the Spanish version of your Zone of Magic show, which we have had already 21 shows. We have the show, actually, there's a show in Spanish at Xpnsion Network with Markus, because he's proficient in Spanish besides German and besides, obviously, English, as you have heard today. So I was asking you before, what would be the final statement that you would like to make today to your audience so that they would come to Texas, they would come to your retreat? What do you think they're going to see there? Just your final thoughts for this conversation we have had with you today here at Xpnsion Network, Markus.
The main comment by the participants always is, there's always a before and a after. So they make a so big experience. They say, "Oh, I will never go back again," or "It will be never ever before." You have a before, but then it's after. It's never be going back. The experience is so deep, so profound, that there's no way to go back so easily. Even if you go back to your normal life, there's some seed was planted in you. You will see that you will change to a different habit of eating, your different habit of seeing what are everything around money, and also of searching for love. because that's our unconscious behavior, searching for love. And in the end, you can get to real peace and real harmony to yourself. That's actually that everybody is searching for. Because when you are searching for money, searching for food, and searching for love, then we'll never ever peace in you, because it's constantly searching for it. But when you understand, I do not need food, I do not need money, I do not need search for love, because I'm love already. So that's complete freedom, and then it's peace. Then you feel the complete peace in you. It's very nice, and very nice experience.
Awesome. I think that it's crystal clear. Thank you so much. Definitely a transformational experience in Texas from July 13th to July 21st, Gainesville, Texas. Again, if you want to know more, let me put back the caption at the bottom to know more. Let me see where the email is. Hold on a second, just 1 second, so that you all know where to go. Here it is. All right, here it is. And obviously, as you have seen, there has been a QR code at the top left corner of your screen throughout the entire show, which is the QR code that will take you to the page, the web page, the landing page, with all the information of the retreat. Markus, it's been a pleasure to have you again here. I hope to see you when you come to Texas.
Of course, hopefully. Of course. I will give you a big hug.
Exactly. We'll give each other a big hug. Thank you so much for being so ready to jump into a conversation.
Thank you for having me. We see us soon, very soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And obviously, thank you very much to Ayla Word for making this happen. Thank you very much for Imbuk Ediciones, which is the publishing, the publishing company which is which has published Markus' book and many other books. As you know, at your Zone of Magic, we always talk about many people that have published their thoughts in the book. It's called. Sorry, I just had right now. There's a series of books that Imbuk Ediciones, the publishing company, has continuously published, and they're all about alternative ways of thinking. So I think it's really relevant, as you have seen today. Obviously, it's provocative the way that we have been first indoctrinated, and second, also what we can do with our relationship with food. So thank you so much for being here. We love you guys. Thank you. I'm going to just play again our video of your Zone of Magic. See you soon on our 23rd show of the Zone of Magic. Thank you again, Markus. Travel safe from Peru to the US. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.